In today's episode of Project Sacrifice, we get into simple storage networks with the Colossal Chest mod, and we get into Biomancy a little bit. With that being said, let's get into today's episode. In between episodes, I did a little bit of basically base work here. I put some dirt here to grow some saplings, and I got ourselves quite a bit of wood actually. And I think today we're gonna try and finish up the quest book. Not like finish, but start working down towards this area of the quest book. But also, I kind of want to finish this side of the quest book. There's only one real quest that we're gonna do here, which is the cobblestone generator. We can actually make a gold one, but to do that, we're gonna need another lightning charge. So I'm gonna need another blank rune. So let me grab a quick rocky dirt for a second and pop it into my blood altar like so. And then we're gonna need, dude, I've already forgotten what we need for the fire charge. So the fire charge is gonna require a lightning charge, which is gonna require a blitz powder, which is gonna require us to mix lapis, nether quartz, and a blank rune with water. Okay, so lapis and a nether quartz into this guy over here. Dear God, this is really hard to do now that that's actually there. Can I right click this in there? I can't. So how am I supposed to do this? Dear God, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to build like a staircase or something here. I guess for now I'll put dirt here for now and cover this, because technically I don't even need that anymore because we're automatically pumping the water in there, or we're supposed to be. Oh wait, we're not. Right. Okay, so we can actually do that relatively simply actually. So if we want, we can take some of our fluid pipes from last episode. Do we not have any more? You know what? We might have used them all. That is crazy, but honestly, they're not even that expensive to make. So let's just make a few new ones here. I believe this is the recipe for fluid pipes. I feel like missing something here. So fluid pipe is gonna require redstone. That's what I'm missing. So come over here, grab some redstone and make some fluid pipes. Bam, bam, boom. And we can also take this and run it down like so, and not there. Please do not go there. That would be lovely jubbly of you not to go in there. Perfect. And then take this, slam that, and now we have a lightning charge. And then this lightning charge will go into making our fire charge, right? So this is going to require a coal. Oh, we need gunpowder, right? And we can get that from raw zinc. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab ourselves a piece of coal, and then we should be able to make our fire charge like so. We are going to need a bucket of water, and I believe just some gold ingots, I believe. So if I do this plus a bucket of water, you know what? We actually might need glass for this. So if I look at the cobblestone, and there should be a quest for it. Yeah, it's in the quest book here. So if I look at this and gold cobblestone, yeah, it's gonna need some glass in the middle, which honestly I wish I could do the diamond one, but we're gonna need to get through all of Biomancy first before we can even do that. So that's not really happening right now. So boom, there's our cobble gen. Now the reason why I wanted this is because we can automate our gravel by using this cobble gen and a millstone, right? So if we can grab a millstone, it's just gonna need a shaft, some andesite alloy, maybe. We're probably gonna need some more shafts, honestly, and probably some planks as well. So let's grab some of these and boom, and let's grab some shafts. I wonder if there's gonna be an easier way to make some of this andesite alloy later, because yeah, it's kind of annoying to make the andesite alloy a little bit right now. And then we're just gonna need our casings, which honestly, it kind of looks like we're out of casings as well, which honestly isn't that even that bad, because I can just take the oak wood that we just got and I can strip it down and take some of our andesite alloy and make it like that. And then that should be relatively simple enough. And the millstone is going to be missing a block of coal. Okay, fair enough. And let's make the millstone like so. And then I should be able to say, hey, toss this bad boy up here, and hopefully it doesn't overstress. It doesn't overstress. Beautiful. Now the only thing that we're missing is another hopper, unfortunately. So we can go ahead and make one of those. And I think what I want to do is, yeah, I want to hopper into it, but can this output to the bottom of a drawer? I don't know if it can, if I'm being honest. I might have to check this, because if it doesn't, we're going to be kind of in trouble. If anything, we can make item pipes, but like I don't really want to have to do that. Let's grab our chest real quick and our iron and make another hopper. I'm hoping this will output to the bottom and we can just pop a hopper on top of this like so. And of course, I'm not gonna be able to get on top of that, so I have to climb my ladder. So if I put this drawer here, can I put the gold cobble gen on top? Will it auto output to the bottom? No, that's what I kind of feared the most. Okay, that's fine. So we're just gonna need to make some item pipes. That's all. Item pipes aren't that expensive, I don't think. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. Again, just needing some cobblestone. Do I have enough redstone? I should have enough redstone. I didn't use that much redstone just then. I am so confused why all of my redstone is gone, but sure. There we go. And now we take our iron pickaxe, which I don't have on me, and we break this guy. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's auto outputting to the bottom, so yeah, that's unfortunate. And then break you. So what we're gonna do is, dear God, do not go in the millstone. I am going to put the cobble gen. I guess I don't technically need that, so I'm gonna item pipe into this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the cobble gen here, and then I'm going to put the drawer on top like so, and then I'm gonna do something like this, and then that should in theory work. And now we have automatic gravel sifting. I am gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this stuff, but that's gonna come later, right? So I kind of want to head over into Biomancy if I can. Also, I did notice that there is a quest in the quest book for the colossal chest mod. I am almost tempted to like use this mod. This is a pretty good mod, but at the same time, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I kind of want to wait until I can get into simple storage first, and then we do it, which it looks like we pretty much can get into simple storage networks. Ooh, we need the magician's blood orb, which needs a tier 3 altar, which we have, but it needs 25,000 LP. Okay, that's a bit of LP, and if I want to make the runic capacities, it's going to be quite a bit, right? So the runic capacities are pretty expensive. They are these imbued slates, which is 5,000, 7,000, 7,100 LP for one imbued slate, which is, yeah. So if I wanted to do 10, I would need 71,000 LP. You know what? I think I'm going to do that off camera. I think I'm going to upgrade our altar. We might as well, right? I was just thinking to myself, this isn't going to be that bad because of my little exploit that I know that you're invulnerable for like the first few seconds that you're alive. So this shouldn't really be too bad, I don't think. Okay, so I have pretty much everything that we need for this, I believe. We did need a couple more stacks of iron because guess what? Well, we need like 30 buckets or so, which is yeah, that's not really ideal now, is it? So there is just 30 buckets for this. I should be able to say, hey, let's make some of the rune of capacities. Lovely. And I am now on fire. God darn it. You know what? I might as well just kill myself right now because I mean, actually, should I wait? I should probably wait until I get the blood altar pretty much built, right? So let me grab my pickaxe. Oh my God, I'm already getting disheveled already. I need that simple storage network like now. Okay, so let's take these 5 and upgrade them. I should have also potentially looked at making runes of self-sacrifice as well. There we go. That is gonna put our blood altar to God knows how much, but yeah, I do have 10 more runes, so I actually might consider making 10 runes of self-sacrifice because those, ooh, they need glowstone, but they also need the magician's blood orb as well. Yeah, you can't use the weak blood orb for that. Okay, fair enough, but the reinforced ones aren't too bad. Okay, fair enough, but I think I should be able to do this now and then quickly run over here and like fill this all the way up almost. Dear God, that's such a crazy exploit. And now we have like 30 buckets of just blood, pure blood. Perfect. And so now we can go ahead and take ourselves some gold, 9 ingots worth, and toss it into the blood altar without having to worry about it. And guess what? We can now make the magician's blood orb, which we need, I believe, for the simple storage networks. Yeah, we need these guys here, the network cables, which look super sick, by the way. Yeah, we're gonna need those guys, and I'm gonna make this beautiful guy. What does the link cable need? It needs an observer, and we have everything for observers. So yeah, we're gonna wait for this to craft up here. Alrighty, let's make some simple storage network cables, which is gonna require us to, you know, get some stone here and make some slabby poos like so. And we should be able to take that and make that now, as long as we are able to put this in here. Do I have enough stone slabs to make a few of these? I do. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do 3 sets of those. Beautiful. And let's make the link cable. I'm just gonna need some cobblestone, and I'm gonna need some nether quartz, which I'm running low on, by the way. And we should be able to make the link cable once we make the observer. And boom, there is your... Oh, that's a filter link cable. I don't really know if that really matters. I guess that's fine. A filtered link cable doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. And then we're gonna need a inventory network route, which is gonna require the magician's blood orb again. And we're gonna need a storage inventory boy, which is gonna require a dropper and one of those iron nuggy boys. Perfect. And then this guy here, so one of those. And then of course a storage request table, which is gonna require quite a bit of stuff here. I'm gonna need some more gold. Let's grab some of that. Also, do I have planks on me? I do not. Let me grab some of these and then grab some of this and make the crafting table like so. So 4 of those. Wait, it has what it needs. There we go. And that's perfect. So the request table, I guess the next part of this is going to require us to make the colossal chest stuff. So we're going to need the colossal chest core, which is interesting. So let me go in my quest book here if I have it, which I don't, but let's go ahead and look in here. So over here in this quest, we can make the basic colossal chest core, which is going to allow us to do some stuff. So colossal chest walls, we're going to need quite a bit of this stuff. I'm thinking let's start with a 5x5x5. So like 25 of these walls. So 26 walls, I think, is going to be good here. So let me make these walls and we'll be right back. So I started building this, by the way, and also I totally forgot that this is hollow on the inside. So all I gotta do is just hopefully just build on the outside like so, and we should be good to go. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna do this now. I think what we need to do is take a wall and combine it with iron to make the colossal chest core. Yeah, and then I'm gonna put this right here in the center like so, and then that should be everything that we need for that. And I just now gotta fill in this entire thing with walls, essentially, is what is needed here. And also I believe we can use our builder's one on this as well, so that's pretty nice. And boom, look at this bad boy right here. This is a huge chest. So what I think I can do is I place my network route right here, right? And then I place my request table right on top of it. And I don't think it has to be right on top. I think it has to just be somewhere on the network. I place it there. And as you can see, there's nothing there yet. But if I grab myself a network cable and then put a filtered link cable on top of this, I should be able to access this. And as you can see, if I put, like, let's say for example, these saplings in here, I should be able to see the saplings inside of here. This is a game changer. I can now take all this and just dump it in here and not have to ever worry about it. I can also take all of my chests and dump them all in there, and oh, and it has a search function as well. So goated for this early on in the mod pack. So I was looking to make the drawer controller, but unfortunately the drawer controller needs a diamond, which means we got to go through all of Biomancy to get our first diamond, unfortunately. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But before we do that, actually, we're gonna need to make a grass block really quickly, because we're gonna need to grow some animals. Yes, I said grow. That is technically correct. Let's go ahead and do that. Get ourselves some grass blocks. And you know what? Do I have any wood left after this? I do not. Okay, so that's interesting. I can actually turn this into some oak logs like so, and then we can turn those into sticks. and then we can go ahead, hopefully make some fences for our new platform so the animals do not escape from us. There we go. 21's probably not going to be enough, but I guess what we could do is do something like this, right? Where we place down the grass block and then we surround this like this, and hopefully this is going to be enough area for our animals. So we're going to go ahead and start to grow some animals, but I think the first thing that we're going to need, actually, funny enough, is going to be some bamboo. So yeah, let's get some bamboo, and to get bamboo, we're going to need some nature essence. Do I have any extra? I think I do. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some of that bad boy stuff right there. Let's also get ourselves a watering can, because we can totally do that. We can get the thermal expansion one here, which is perfect. Lovely jubbly. And we're going to want to go ahead and start making the stuff from Biomancy, right? So we're going to need to make this bone club, or bone cleaver rather, which is going to need these bone fragments, right? Which is going to require nature essence and nether quartz, right? So let's do that. So bone fragments are relatively cheap. There we go. There's our bone fragments, and we're gonna need the bone cleaver to go ahead and murk some pandas, unfortunately. So there's that quest, right? And that quest is not unlocked because it's requiring bone fragments, but I've already done the bone fragments. Oh, you know what? I didn't put it in my inventory. That's why. There we go. So there's the bone cleaver, and we're gonna need a sharp fang, some bile glands, and some sharp claws, and a few other things as well. So to get those, we're gonna need to go ahead and grow a panda. So we're gonna need the panda seeds, which is gonna be a block of bamboo plus a few nature essence, right? And thankfully we've already got the bamboo, so we can do something like that, and then take our nature essence if we have any left over. We do. Perfect. And then take this and make panda seeds. There is a bunch of grass over here. Beautiful. It's spreading quite nicely. I might actually, I guess I can do it right out here actually instead. I am going to put an infinite water source out here instead. I should now be able to take my watering can and fill it up outside of here like so, and then I can take my watering can and inside here start to grow all the grass, but more importantly place our panda seeds down like so, and go ahead and start to grow our pandas up, right? So that way we can go ahead and do some crazy stuff with it. I think I can do this. You know what, actually, I wonder if I can do the carpet trick. So the carpet trick does work. I can jump on top of this, which is pretty good. I'm just sitting here growing this. By the way, I think we should also farm our bamboo, which is going to be really easy. So now that it's mature, I can shift right click it. No, don't shift right click it. I think I have to vein click it. I can take some of my bamboo and like plant it like so, and then shift to grow it and get like infinite bamboo, which is really sick. Okay, so to basically undo or get your animal out of their seed, what you're gonna have to do is hold your vein miner key and right click the crop. And also, if you want to grow this guy up faster, as you can see, he's gonna follow you if you hold bamboo, but you can also feed him the bamboo and he will grow up nice and fast for you, which is pretty good because I really don't want to sit here and wait like 10 million seconds. Do note that you guys can actually pick these guys up with the carry-on mod, which is actually really funny to see people carrying around big pandas. Now that we've got two pandas, I should be able to hold two bamboos and right click them, and hopefully these guys will breed up and give us a baby panda, and we can do this infinitely, by the way. So now that we have that, I do apologize. I'm gonna have to kill you guys. They really hurt. I'm gonna kill the baby. I don't want to kill the baby. Oh my god, the baby's attacking me. Stop attacking me, dude. Honestly, I'm not too bothered because I can get infinite pandas, so I'm just gonna kill these guys a bunch of times here, and hopefully we get what we need. So we have 3 sharp fangs, but we didn't get any claws. Really? No claws at all. Maybe the claws are got by something else, but I could have sworn you could get the claws from the pandas. Bat, cat, ocelot, wolves, fox, polar bear, and pandas. Yeah, and the ender dragon. That's interesting. I guess I'm just not lucky, I guess. I got 3 sharp fangs though, but we need the claws as well. So I killed another panda and I finally got the 2 sharp claws. Beautiful, but there's a lot to do. So we need to make the bioform forge, which is going to require 2 sharp claws, some sort of meat, a living flesh, and a slime ball. Slime balls could be gotten, I think, through cooking we might have to do the mixer recipe. Mixer recipe could be done, but I think there's another way that they want us to do this. I'm not entirely sure. The slime take, no, that's definitely not it. Maybe it is just, you know, getting the dough and then the lime dye. Lime dye can be made with bone meal. Can bone meal be crafted though? That is the question. I can compost for it. I can use wheat, I guess, to compost for it. Ah, I see. Sifting sand and a zinc mesh. So I am going to need another sifter here, which is not really ideal. I guess I can move this one, right? Move this spout. We are going to need to make another spout, by the way. So I'm actually going to take this spout. Where did that spout just go? Did it end up in my inventory? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fluid pipe like so, and we're going to set this up over here because we're going to need this to make some stuff. So if I do this, I think what I can do is place down my spout like so, and then underneath it I can place down the depot. Like, okay, that's too close. That's up and personal. I think we played it here. That should be fine. And we're gonna suck out some of our life essence into the spout like so. Perfect. Okay, so that's step number 1 for this quest right here. It's telling me to make the netherrack from cobble in blood in the spout. Okay, first of all, let's go upstairs and grab some of our cobblestone, because we probably have like a bajillion cobblestone in here now, which is pretty good. Yeah, look at that. We're full on cobblestone up here. Beautiful. Take that, and we should be able to go ahead and place down one of these onto here, and then that's gonna make netherrack. Beautiful. And then the quest says to go ahead and take blood and put it in the spout, and then turn that into the altar, and then that's gonna give us some nether essence. Okay, perfect. How many nether essence do I need to make the nether wart? I need 2 essence. Okay, so we need 1 more of these like so. Go ahead and put that in there. Beautiful. And then that is gonna mix with, I believe, natura essence. Was it? Yeah, natura essence. You know what? We are running out of natura essence. So let me see if I have any more of that beautiful kelp boy to come over here and make some more of those amazing natura essences. Let's go ahead and take our glass, and let's take our glass and turn it into a bottle like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and need to, I believe, make the nether wart. Yeah, nether wart into the mixer with water to make awkward potions, and add glistening melon to get healing potions. Okay, so we need melons, and we can get melons, you guessed it, from the natura essence like so. And I believe we can just break these down into melons normally. Yeah, beautiful. Now that we have that, we're gonna take that, and I believe surround it with gold, and then that should make us the glistening melons. You know what, actually, hold on, we're gonna need some gold nuggets here for this. So let's go ahead and do that, and then let's take this and put the melon back in the middle, and then that's gonna get us the glistening melon. We still need the nether wart, let's not forget that. So nether wart is going to be nature essence and nether essence like so, and this mixer is already filled with water. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is put in 1 of these nether warts, and that should start to mix, right? How many nether wart does it need? Let's go ahead and put 2. Is that not what it's telling me to do here? It says from essence make nether wart, and then put it into create mixer with water to make awkward potion. You know what? Does this need heat? Let's check. Awkward potion. It doesn't say anything about heat though, which is weird. And also, why is the potion not showing up here? So we need the awkward potion, which is going to require this. It needs a blaze burner below it. Okay, so blaze burners are interesting. How do we get a blaze burner in this pack? Because I am not seeing it in the quest book, unless if I've missed it somewhere. I don't think I have, because it would have been like here, right? Or somewhere over here. Unless if it's in a different chapter, I highly doubt it is. So I've had a bit of a shocker and I figured out how we get the blaze burner. We have to get a empty blaze burner and fill it with 250 millibuckets of life essence, which requires a dried kelp block and 4 blocks of iron. Okay, that's relatively simple. We just gonna make a dried kelp block, and then we also gonna make a iron block, which we already have 1 of, so let's go to make 2 or 3 more of those. Drop that in here like so, and then that should make a empty blaze burner. And then all I gotta do is come over here and fill this with the blood. Is that not correct? Oh, you know what? No, it needs the mixer. So if I take this, can I like bucket out of this? I cannot, but can I do that to fill it? I can. I'm gonna take this blood and now put it in this mixer like so, and then put it in the blaze burner like so. And then hopefully this will make us what we need, which is going to be the blaze burner. Come on, baby. Yeah, perfect. This is going to go underneath there. I guess to empty this, I'm going to have to just break it like that and then replace it. And now that that's got water empty now, and I think what I have to do is refill this with water. Let's go ahead and drop in 1 nether wart and then heat up the blaze burner with all of that coal that we have coming in from our sifting. And then that should start mixing. Beautiful. And now that we have awkward potion, we can take this glistening melon, throw it in there like so, and then get a mundane potion. Is that not what? Wait, I'm so confused. I threw in the glistening melon. Okay, fair enough. Let me see if I can make another glistening melon, and hopefully this will work this time. I don't know why it made a mundane potion. It's supposed to make a potion of healing, is it not? Because that's what it says in the quest book. Okay, I figured out what's happening here. I did a silly boy, and yeah, okay, so it cannot receive water afterwards. It can only receive water once. So when I was throwing in the glistening melons, it was basically taking the water recipe for the mundane potion instead of the awkward potion recipe. That is what was happening there. Okay, I was so confused. I was definitely doing something wrong. This should now make what we need. Yes, 1 bucket of potions of healing. Perfect. And then, okay, how am I gonna do this? I guess what I can do for now is disable this pipe and then put a spout up there maybe, and then like do the bottles or whatever. So depot, I'm gonna put a depot on top of the belt. This is getting really jank really fast, but that's okay, right? I'm known for being janky. I just need a copper thing. Okay, so I should be able to take my fluid pipes like so, place this here and pump out the potions of healing like so into this guy, and then take all of our bottles like so and fill them up like so, and then that should give me a bunch of potions of healing. I think I can get up to 4, which is nice. So this guy is going to be used to make a few things, I believe, in Biomancy. So if I come over here, we're gonna need to get some sort of meat quest. I guess I could do some fishing if I wanted to, but I guess the best way is gonna be raw pork chops. Actually, can I do any meat? I can do beef. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is doing cow seeds, which is just gonna be the dried kelp and some of that, which is not that bad, honestly. So let's go to make another dried kelp block with 1 of these, and let's go grow some cows. Also, if you want to grow up your cows, I believe you can use some wheat. Yes, you can. Beautiful. I hope that this is not going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is, can I make normal seeds? That's actually a good question. How do I get normal seeds? I guess by millstoning or crushing some sort of thing. I can crush the wheat. Cool, because we're going to need a lot, and I mean a lot of wheat. Okay, so I think we're ready to go ahead and do the first part of Biomancy, which is going to be making this primordial cradle. That's how you say it. We're gonna need a cauldron. Oh, that's actually not even that bad. So we're gonna need the cradle like so, and it's gonna cost us a bit of meat here. Ooh, that's actually quite a bit of meat, but you know what, that's fine. Toss that in there, and boom, the cradle has been achieved. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy right here. Perfect. Reviving flesh. Okay, how to use the primordial cradle. Feed the primordial cradle with some meat. Use portions of healing on non-primordial. When the flesh blob spawns, kill it to get living flesh. So if I take some of my meat real quick, and honestly, I think I can also feed that guy flesh bits, I believe. So if I put a couple pieces of meat in there like so, and then give it a healing potion, that should in theory work, and that should give us the thing that we need. I'm hoping we can get it on the first try, but I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to or not. So this guy should hopefully give us a living flesh boy. Oh, look at him. I think no, you're not going over there. I don't think so. Let's take this guy over to our little pen over here, and let's see if we can feed him a bunch of these flesh bits. No, I thought I could feed him the flesh bits, but I guess not. So I guess I am gonna have to kill him and just hope that I get some living flesh. Perfect. Okay, that was a little bit difficult, but now that we have the flesh bits, I think we can now make the decomposer, which is going to give us the access to the things to make diamonds. Also, I almost wonder, can we get away with making the digester? I think we can. We need one flesh living thing. Okay, fair enough, but we are going to need the bioforge. How much does the bioforge need? Where is the bioforge quest? I am not seeing it anywhere. Oh, it's right here in front of me. I am blind. Okay, so the bioforge is gonna require what? So this guy here is gonna require that. I'm gonna need a couple more pieces of meat, unfortunately, and I'm gonna need a slime ball. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our wheat flour and take a bucket of water. Oh wow, that was actually relatively simple. I didn't think it was gonna be that simple, honestly. I thought I was gonna have to go through like 8 billion different like things to make it, but I guess that was relatively simple to make. So wheat flour plus this is gonna give me dough, but the one problem that I'm having is going to be, how does one get their hands on, you know what, I didn't even bother to check the slime essence, and we can make it, but we can't really make it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, unless if I'm just missing something here, but I don't think I am. So I think the best way to make this right now is using lime dye. But the question is, how does one get white dye, or aka bone meal, to get this to work? So slime dye, or slime, is gonna be made with that plus lime dye and dough, which we already have. The essence, I don't think we can make, right? The dye essence, yeah, no, that needs a bio lab, which we can't make yet. So the white dye is either crushing up bones or bone meal, which actually, you know what, we did discuss this already, because bone meal can be made in the composter. So if I get the composter, which is relatively simple to make, right? So if I take some oak planks really quickly and turn them into slabs, and then turn that into a composter like so, and then we grab some of our extra seeds that we have, we can go ahead and compost that into what we need, which is gonna take up like all of my seeds for some reason, but there we go. There is our bone. We can take that and turn that into white dye. The question is, can we get green dye is the question. How does one get green dye? Right, cactus, which we can get from this, and we can also take this and smoke this, which I think I can. Okay, so we should now hopefully be able to make the lime dye that we need. Beautiful. Now that that's done, we can now take our lime dye plus our dough like so to make our slime ball, and all of that is going to go into making the beautiful bio forge. Beautiful. Okay, so that is the second block that we need for this Biomancy mod, which by the way is nice. We're gonna want to make the digester next, but that's going to require a bit of stuff: living flesh, the living bits, which we have, the bone fragments, which we can get. This elastic fiber is going to be interesting, so we might want to like look into that. Player heads, creeper heads, it looks like we can get it from most things: ink sacks, raw salmon, chicken, rotten flesh, which I wonder if I can just, I don't know, we'll have to figure that one out. And bile, which I thought I got a few, I did get a few per bio gland, which I've been killing the cows and stuff with our thingy, so I should be able to go ahead and get that, right? So the bio glands we've gotten 2 of so far, which I believe I gotta take this and like throw it in here. I don't know. How does this process down in the decomposer? So we're gonna need the decomposer next, which is gonna need even more meat. Oh god, we're gonna need more living bits. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna have to make some more potions of healing and all that fun stuff. Unfortunately guys, we're out of time for today's episode of Project Sacrifice. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please do me a huge favor, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, ding dong that notification bell, become a part of the Council of Elder. As always guys, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna leave you till next time. Bye bye.